There's increased concern because of extreme weather. People are making sense of climate change because of extreme weather. But when it's happening, they don't necessarily see that this is climate change. And so it's really helpful when we can begin to kind of connect the dots for people.
Amber, you were involved in a summarizing report that details public opinion on the challenging topic of climate change. It's entitled, "What Do Canadians Really Think About Climate Change?" There's headwinds, there's tailwinds, insights, good news, bad news. Can you talk about some of those for us?
What we see is Canadians kind of understanding climate change. They're concerned about it. They're making sense of it through extreme weather, and in particular, dry, hot days, forest fires, those types of things. And so those people who were concerned are now more concerned. There's like a couple of things that people think about when they think about climate change or global warming, and that's hot dry days. All other things, the floods, the hurricanes, the extreme, hail, precipitation, that kind of stuff, which we know is related to climate, changing climate, people aren't making sense of that. Connecting the dots around, burning fossil fuels creates a heat trapping blanket, and a heat trapping blanket, creates hot, dry days. It also means that there's more water in the atmosphere, and that water is like what is creating all of those weird weather systems that we see. So that's, I think, part of this is really beginning to connect the dots between the causes, what we're seeing in our lives, and then what we can do about it.
When we don't connect those dots, I think some of us are left feeling quite hopeless. The word fatalism comes up in the report. Just briefly discuss this concept for us.
Yeah, so fatalism is a sense that even if we try, we may well be past the point of no return, and or that governments won't be able, even though they want to, or even though they have made commitments, that they won't be able to make the changes that are needed. And so that kind of fatalism, or that sense of it's hopeless, is something that we're seeing an increase in. And so that in part it's because it's not obvious actually what is happening. It's not obvious that there's quite a bit of momentum underway, and that the solutions and the technology that we need are already here. In many ways, we're just now in the midst of getting down to the work of doing it. And so it's really important to talk not only about kind of the pathway to get there, but also that so many communities are actually have managed to do quite a bit of work in a short period of time successfully.
The report also describes a disenchantment with fossil fuels. Canadians are sounding like they're really keen and interested in clean energy.
As much as we can do to kind of talk about that transition as not being sometime in the future, but actually right now, like right now we have BC is leading North America in terms of EV adoption. We have huge solar projects coming online in Alberta. We're in kind of that time right now where that clean energy transition is happening, and certainly Canadians see, and what we're seeing in the report, in the summary, is we're also seeing Canadians seeing their future and a vision that's clean energy.